baceda ukwenza let's say a sacrifice then bazothi ngalomuntu abagcabile abagcobise ngayo you have to maybe sleep with a virgin or you have to sleep nomuntu onje or we have to sleep nomuntu on a light so that something must happen
ukokwamaza athathe igrosa yasekhaya yophekela esontweni athathe ngisho amasi isigubhu sokugcina uzohamba yovulela ingane esontweni
into Illuminati ingakubamba if unali madlozi
yeah wonke umuntu because I'm a pastor and traditional healers and normal people they go through the same process it depends ukuthi na do you want the lifestyle these people are offering.
Right bafowethu namhlanje into esikhuluma ngayo sikhuluma ngento ebucayi kakhulu sike sathi ngizwe sibheka lento senze research sabheka ukuthi kunento okuthiwa Illuminati makuthiwa Illuminati sikhuluma ngento most of abantu ba understand ukuthi leyo nto maybe it's being used by ama slave queens nabefundisi laba basindisiwe asazi noma banayo na nezinyanga so sifuna ukwazi ukuthi Illuminati nezinyanga how does it link noma umuntu ono Illuminati simbona kanjani and uba noma ubaphuwa usebenza kanjani umuntu one Illuminati so sithi asilanda abantu abama expert asebe not ukuthi banayo no
abantu Illuminati
no lalela ngizwe abanayo but sebeke baphila life njengo Khehlelezi sekwahamba amazwe kakhulu so nabo sebeke baphila life bahlangana nabangane bahlangana namadoda because zolonke ngakhuluma nayo Jake ngathi Jake uyabaza abantu abatrend wathi ya sangeke ngabona ngathi suke walala nomuntu 12 wathi I'm not sure but I think Jackie
ukhuma shembe
but umuntu othola kabhalwa ngesiphongweni musu ukuthi 12 but izinto zakhe ziyabonakala ukuthi hayi sinamandla
yini le yakwenza wangathi impela
the extraordinary
yeah it's not even like extraordinary it's just behavior and the things they accomplish in a short period of time. Also you see a pattern and behavior. Ningixolele if aningizwe ngesizulu ngoba ngifuna ukuyibheda le ndawo.
No shaka siyangena
so you see patterns over a period of time. For an example, as I was talking to Dr. Izol, it's a pattern of rituals leza zenzayo. Sometimes uzofika endlini angafuna ukungena endlini ngaleso sikhathi selo ahamba ayimuva somewhere or kwenye room ayenza into ayenza yabuya then ake uzohlangana nabantu la endlini or ebusuku uzophuma ayogeza oyenza lento la igeza ayenza kule room le espelele engangena abantu right so for an example what I wrote about in a book called The Hockey Club it's a secret society that sort of it's a system of people that govern certain entities but they need certain rituals to be in that society. So other people call it Illuminati, other people call it the Mason group, other people would say about it's a group of people abatwele that are in politics, they're in business, they run certain institutions like churches, universities, you name it, whether it's hotel groups, casinos and so forth. So because there was not a specific name for the South African people or the South African market, then I decided to coin it as the Hockey Club, hence the book called The Hockey Club. Because I didn't want to use the Illuminati because I don't know the actual origin of the word Illuminati.
Okay, I guess very strongly language ukuthi umuntu on Illuminati maybe how do you see ukuthi umuntu on Illuminati or ngithi umuntu othwele or umuntu on Illuminati simbona kanjani maybe masingathi ausdefinele lapho.
To be honest, it's not they're not easy to spot because they belong to a very specific group of people. So you will not necessarily just walk up and want to maybe ufage ibandi or ufage like a tie or something. But you need to belong to a certain group to be invited into the group of those people. You don't just walk in uta they choose who they want to be with because of a certain reason. For an example, if you are sleeping or you are with someone or ofuna imali or twale ngumuntu like isilwane sakhe sifuna imali, they would go to specific girls or specific boys laba baba they have some kind of light. Light ngathi inkanyezi inside of someone leyo ngayiboni, right? But because yena uthwele ngalento la thwele ngayo, he knows lento lezomtshela ukuthi usibani bani nosibani bani nosibani bani.
Okay Jackie, So anything.
Yes.
Can I ask anything?
Yeah, you can.
Because you wrote
But
about
don't ask me who did I sleep with last night.
No.
Okay.
Obviously, so when incwadi yakho ibhale with similar people abafana nalaba ngithi.
Yes.
Uthe wena you need to join a certain group, which means you are part of that group.
Nah.
Yeah.
Are you asking me if I'm
Yes.
personally part of the group?
Yes,
No, be straightforward.
Yeah,
Are you
yeah,
asking
yeah, I'm
me
asking.
if I'm part of the group?
I'm asking.
No, I'm not part of the group. I dated
But how do
somebody
you-
who was part of the group back in 2013.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wambona kanjani ukuthi uyilo muntu uyo?
Yilezi zinto lezi bezihambayo. Like,
And do you think
certain-
akakujoyinisanga wena?
No. Akangijoyinisanga, but he was stealing
What
my
makes
light. No, let me tell you. Akangijoyinisanga, but he was stealing my light.
Oh, inhlanhla yakho asesebenza.
Yes. Let me tell you how.
Light, okay.
Inhlanhla ngisho wena uyikhuluma ngesi-KZN, kimusuthu.
Yeah.
Okay?
Leave him. I told you. He's
Wa
mad.
bona dilo tsa hao di jwang?
Yeah, just leave him. Guys, let's
kodwa,
concentrate.
Yeah.
kodwa.
Ngicela uphendule lo mbuzo ngoba
Awukahle
ngiyabona ngathi besaba ukubuza.
Akamungeze, ungamnaki lo.
Ngimile. Lalela mina ngibuka lobuhle bakho host.
Nkosi yami.
Angisho sengigeze ngalento la kababa Khehlelezi.
Illuminate.
Uyamuzwa uthini baba ukhehlekezi. Nawe uyaphathapisa kizo.
Basa phezulu noza to.
Okay, let me explain this to you so that you understand.
Yeah.
I'm not part of the Illuminati.
Yeah.
I dated somebody who had access to the people. So, for an example, if they were going to an exclusive VIP dinner where they invite people, ambassadors from a different country, whether it's Congo, Nigeria, Morocco, or whatever, they would have a dinner after whatever meetings they have had, right? Then they would invite their girlfriends. Ukuthi, okay, siya host guphi. It's an exclusive party in ban. And in fact, you would not even know the location until ufike gating, because you would be picked up by these cars from wherever you are. Back then there was no Uber. This is now 2013. There was no Uber. There was only Ama taxi and meter taxis. So meter taxis were not as specific as Uber, which is Oglande gating. You know, they would have spots, which is Maslang. So they didn't like that. So what they would do is they would hire a car, which is a private car, private security, to go pick you up where you are. You would not know where you're going until you figure lapho niyakho. Then your partner will say, okay, lana awungeno ngama phone, awungeno ngama any kind of devices. So you'd have to take off things like your Apple Watch, your phones and whatever, and leave it at the security gate. Then they check they take your ID and they put in an access code. So it's not like zofika ngathi seku-shop right ungena uvele ungena emnyango. No, there is ways that ungena ngakhona. I'm not even talking about lezinto zabo Capello. That's not the real stuff. Those are small boys playing there, you know, playing with money and alcohol. Those are small boys. There are people who are really running the country who are playing this big game. You understand what I'm saying? So, for an example, politicians will take a celebrity and say, Katleho. I don't want a specific name, but they will say Katleho because
Use him. Ngizwe.
Okay, bazothi Ngizwe. Are you sure when you popular la eKZN?
Yeah.
So, ukhona ambassador buya eCameroon. So we want to entertain that ambassador nethembi zakhe in KZN. So you know some girls la eKZN. We will pay you so much to get us 1, 2, 3. If social media was not even that big, there was Facebook at the time, and Instagram was really not even there. Twitter was just starting. So the only place they could find girls was on Facebook at the time. So they would say, Mbona intombazane so on your profile, ubuhambe naye ekwi-party whenever 6 months or 3 months ago. Ngicela uze naye. I will pay you so much, whether it's 50,000, 30,000 to get me that girl. What I do with that girl, it's none of your business, right? This is now where the big trade comes in, where it's either she's going to be human trafficked or bazotengisa body parts, organs like kidneys and whatever. Then they will choose that girl and say, okay, if the person which is the big boss, decides to take her out of the country, they will take her with a private jet out of the country.
And then what about you when I'm organized?
You will get paid as a service fee.
But now, how do you answer the family?
It's none of your business. You sign a non-disclosure clause. What happens here, you don't say anything. You bring in the person abamfunayo, you leave.
So in other ways, Jackie, you telling me ukuthi ike yenzeka lento lawa ukhona ningena insecurity amanye amagenzi bahamba.
Remember, I need you to understand this because this is a very important topic and I don't want us to make light of it. Or see it joke. It's not a joke.
Yeah.
You know? You are at a party, let's say, it's a triple story.
But how did you survive?
Because I'm sure I was with someone who didn't want to sell me off. He wanted me to accompany him as a trophy girlfriend to this thing, but he didn't want to sell me off to whoever. But however, he was selling off the other people that were with us. So I will just say, abantu bagithi babang bangvikele. Amadlozi akithi were there.
But masenhlukana still wangakudayisa.
No, remember I ran away. You must read the book. I ran away. I didn't just walk out ngithi, "Hey, ngicela ukuhamba namhlanje ngisaphinde ngibuyele." No, I really had to run away. There was a time where I was living in a safe house for 3 months. Because luckily my uncle is in the police in Lesotho, he's a police commissioner. So he could work with the police force this side to get me out. And it's not a joke. This thing was in the news. It was in the papers 2016, 2017. You know? And people thought that, you're making it this up. I'm like, no. Yeah. How many young people disappear and die? Abanya batholes gangeni ukuthi kushota ama body parts lana. Abanya babulaliwe.
Many.
There's a lot.
Okay.
There's really a lot. But nobody is talking about it.
Mazulu, imali nayo kuthiwa imali khona ufuna imali wena.
Actually, this thing happened as a show, but for me, kwangasi ukuthi umuntu uzongithatha mhlawumbe ang-human traffic and what. So they wanted my soul. So lo muntu engahlangana naye ku-drama class, like, it's like more for drama class, those mentors about industry already, I'm a big celebrities. And I was like, please mentor me. And then
drama class is when love.
So say actor back when I was still in first year.
Yeah.
So look at him, please mentor me, and I'm going to me talent and this other day one invite her for church. So as you said, no, umuntu osontayo lapho kulezi zinto zabo. But ichurch yakho is like a itafula lead and abantu bahleli nje. And then eyabo it's different ngokuthi no, they don't sing.
Yeah.
Bakhuluma this foreign language maungena. I don't know what it is. And umuntu nomuntu is like banama branch. That's how umuntu nomuntu ne uniform yakhe kule bagqoka impulampula nje izinde. You know, and then they have this other necklace ngathi triangle engathi necklace nje. Then wonke umuntu uzoyigqoka mayifika lapho. And you need to take off your clothes, you know.
Ngicela simhloniphe akhulume kahle into yakhe.
Bese ngiyasaba mina manje. Cha bengidlala sisikonke ngishilo kini ya.
Ngicela umhloniphe akhulume indaba yakhe ayicede kahle.
Uzokhumula ke ibahla mawufika lapho then bazokunika lezi iphulampula. So I didn't know ukuthi usefuna ukungithengisa already my invite kuleyo nto because kwawumuntu engangibukela kuyena. So ngithi uzongifundisa. Yes. Like you're big.
He's a public figure who was your
mentoring us back in drama school. So masifika lapho ke bazokutshela ukuthi do you wanna be rich? Abathi kuwe join Illuminate what? Bazobuza ukuthi uyayifuna yini imali and they kwaku rough first year. And I'm like, ngifuna ukufunda ama studies ami and what because I don't have funding. Like sizofika kuwe namhlanje ebusuku. Ngithi mina kodwa nonke la anazi ukuthi ngihlala kuphi. Bathi ungawari sizofika. And that night mangilele I could feel like kungathi it's like ngathi ngiziphuphe ngathi ngise bridge and then kunalawa ama sign. It's a bridge that I know near a mall.
Yeah.
And then kunalawa ama sign and drawings and what. And then lezi zinto zenze ngathi manje seziba ngathi all over indlu. And then now sengiyambona lo wasedrameni uyobahola phambili kodwa manje sengathi ngiyababona la endini bagqoka impahla ezibomvu yena uyedwa ogqoka into emnyama bese uphethe ilamba. So into engasinda nayo ukuthi ugogo wami uyavuka athandaze ngo12 because I could feel engathi manje umoya wami ngathi uyaphuma kodwa mina ngilele empedeni mangizama ukulwa angikwazi until ugogo wami athi hey but I was halfway ukuthi ngiphume ku roof and then ngiyababona kodwa ugogo wami akababoni yimi ngedwa engibabonayo bathi ngithe sifike nesesifikile
basho njalo.
Yes. So kongathi ngiyasangana
makabe wenza kanjalo uzofana ngifana nomuntu osayinela amadlozi akho ukuthi wena uthi awakuthathe bakuthwebula uvumile
because umoya ngibona lento engangiyigqokile mangilele ngiyayibona ukuthi uyaphuma umphefumulo ngathi isithombe esifana nalento engiyigqokile siyaphuma ku roof kodwa kokwami ngisiza ngokuthi angivuse
manje umahloko weluminata nelikhujana
No satanism.
Satanism iwuphi?
Yeah, good question.
because I feel like it's the same thing.
It's the same
Yeah.
thing. It's just that people want to give it different adjectives depending on bona bayibona kanjani.
Lento esuke isingane esikoleni iziyayizi zibe igroup ethile kube neclass elehazayo nje. Le kuthiwa bahlaselwa amademoni
Yeah, it was part of those
Yeah.
Satanism.
okusho ukuthi is a junior Illuminati that thing. Because they are poor at school.
Yeah, remember, all of these things have sort of a pyramid. Kukhona lezi ezincane ezikhulu and the big ones.
So there's a school in England.
Yeah, it's like
Obuthelwa ngamazi umuntu abe right kusesikhathi.
No,
it doesn't work like that, and I just feel like Satanism is Satanism. You know, it's people who worship the devil straight on.
But now
right?
I heard Uguti, some of the pastors, they pretend as if they are praying the name of God.
Yes.
Satanism. Is
Yes.
that?
Yes, it is true. We are born again into zakho is a Satanism.
Nalocha promoya ayikapromoya ngumprofeta phela.
Ngizwe.
Yes, so some other pastors they build churches. Eqaleni it would be innocent ukuthi umuntu ufuna ukwenza isonto maybe uye uhambile wayofundisa ubunganga or prophet or whatever, right? Then greed comes in yokuthi hey ngifuna ukuba mkhulu man, ngifuna ukufana nobani bani, ngifuna ukudlula ubani bani, ngifuna ukwenzani. Then ahlangana labantu laba obona introduce to other things, but yazini ukukhulisa isonto lakho thina singalikhulisa ukuthi lifike kule izinga elingaka. But uzomele maybe usuke la uye Ghana or in Nigeria or kuphi uyenza umsebenzi or uyothwala in so that ukhulise lento le yakho. Bazohamba ke bayenza lento leyo for how many weeks, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 6 weeks, 3 months. Babuye nale mithi leyo bayinikwe from those different countries. Then ke bazoyisebenzisa lapha esontweni. From there on, something that started as church turns out to be something else. It turns out to be a devil worshipping recruiting center where now there's money laundering in the church. Kuthengiswa izinto esontweni. Even the things as sebenziswa like amanzi ogeza, ama oil na impahla ezigqokwa, ama t-shirt na bafake izinto zabo so that abantu they sort of become obsessed or entranced with the pastor to a point where umuntu angashiya umshado ahambe athathe ischool fees abantwana ayonika upastor, athathe pension fund ayonika upastor, athathe like imoto ayonika upastor, because now they're in a trance. And it's not about worshiping God, it's about worshiping this man more than anything else. It's people who would even
when people take their pension and sell their houses.
They sell their houses
to the
for
church.
it's because
and
of
live in a shelter.
they can rather live in a shelter, but they will do anything for this pastor. It's part of those cults that the pastors do. That's why some people like Abu Bushir, people will kill for those people because of the things that were done to them in church, the spirits that were passed on to them, and also psychologically the signs of convincing people that without them you are nothing. It's just a science. You know, umtu olambileyo or
that is very powerful.
Yeah, because without, even if you don't have umuti, if you can find a way to control, if you can find a way to control a human being and also sort of detach them from a family environment where now you are the only thing that matters in their life, they will kill for you.
Yeah, so true. So the time Nami says they will show you the people who are close to you about joining this thing. So to a point of which even
how
when
do they know them?
I guess they joined Illuminati.
Yeah.
So they will show you what's this and that whenever they come and fetch you. So it's like abantu abalayiteben bazozakwena bazokulanda. People who are closer to you yet to join Joburg. Do you understand? So I used to see people from church, even the pastor. I used to see them. So to a point of which I could tell because ugogo the way she was so obsessed ngesonto to a point ukuthi uthatha umkholo wakhe and esonto lami kwakunelento ukuthi there's abazalwa ngoJanuary to June, there's abazalwa ngoJuly to what to a point ukuthi they compete ngomnikelo ukuthi uJanuary to June wenze 10,000 angeke nihlulwe nina babanibani, and then they use ukunikela ugogo would take yonke ipay yakhe and labo bantu they invest a lot kumnikelo, so to a point ukuthi ngakhulunywa ngomnikelo ngalelazi lokuthi mawutshala kancane more than anything esontweni worshiping is just isikhashanyana nje esincane and then umnikela throughout the isonto. They will even make ubona ukuthi bayajabula ngendlela imali esiraise ngakhona, do you understand? Ugogo amazathathe igrosa yasekhaya yophekela esontweni athathe ngisho amasi isigubhu sokugcina uzohamba yovubela ingane esontweni.
Oy madoda,
engezwa mshini like
this is from 103 ngihleli no Jackie ngihleli naye uSami ngihleli noNgizwe 0659337172 0659337172 ake ngibona ama WhatsApp wami ukuthi njengamanje ami kanjani isikhathi sethu sincane inkosi yami we are left with 20 minutes.
Mana ngiqinisela ukuthi akalali nomuntu esifazana bukhona abantu abangalali nabantu besifazana futhi labantu abaganwa into straight kwenzakalani. Are there women who does the same thing or
yes, it's not gender based, it's lifestyle based, so it's males, females, kiyafana umdala umkhulu umncane, if you're in it you're in it.
Do these people have sex?
Yes, they do. Remember, sometimes sex for them it's either spiritual or entertainment. So if it's entertainment, bazolala with whomever, they will use drugs or whatever for entertainment. That's why there's prostitutes, there's strippers, there's what.
Is there some of them that who do some linkage with ancestors?
Yes. I guess sometimes when mabaqeda wenza, let's say a sacrifice, then bazoti ngalomuthi abagcabile abagcobise ngayo, you have to maybe sleep with a virgin, or you have to sleep nomuntu onje, or we have to sleep nomuntu on a light. So that something must happen. Yeah, because it's blood transfer, English. So ngati kasizulu how hlaba khoki. So it's like a sign to say it's like sleeping with a virgin. You know when you're a virgin, when you have some sex with somebody and they are rough on you, you will bleed.
Yeah.
You understand that, right? So in that way, they can get into your soul and spirit because now they have broken this sacred place. So it's that thing.
Jackie, I want to ask you a question.
Yes.
When you were dating this guy, normally, would you ask him more about these things? And
no, you were not supposed to speak about it.
Even umuntu wako ngithi
no.
Sometimes niyalala
umuntu wako and at the same time you're still your boss because you're enslaved to him.
Oh, umuntu wako is your boss.
You're
and when
enslaved to him.
Ukhuleka nini wena la uthi as umuntu niyaxabana nanike niqabana. Nanikabana. And then manikabana umtshela ukuthi phela ngiyazi wena usebenza ngegazi.
Do you think you would really say that?
All right. Umitha wena umithe kuphi?
No,
how did you guys meet?
Oh, we were introduced by a friend at a golf course.
Okay.
And then we were going to meet them for dinner. And then I got introduced to him. Then we went on a date in Andose. Then after that we went to another date.
Wamthanda noma wathanda lento lifestyle yakhe?
No, there was no lifestyle at that time.
Yeah.
Back then I was a model. So this is 2011, 2012. I was a model. So I used to do a lot of modeling shows. So he would come to my shows when I go. And then maybe like 2-3 weeks after we started dating, that's when I saw a Maserati for the first time in my life. I was like, oh wow, this thing looks weird.
Oh, so wathanda le mod.
No, I liked him already.
Okay. All right, that's very stealing balaleli njengamanje. 086-10-10-300 you are more than welcome ubuza namo ubupha umbuzo naba nginabo. Vuma sawubona.
Hey washaya lapho.
Vuma sawubona.
Sawubona baba.
Yes baba, mhlala phezulu kombuzo isikhathi senaso.
Baba sawubona, nginenkinga lapho ukhuluma nobakundovu. Nginenkinga lapha baba ngigezwa njalo angiyazi iminyaka mingaki ngibafike umuntu ufuna ngiyogeza.
ugcinele ukugezwa hambe emahlabathini babo ugcine ngci ugezwa uphinde ugezwe uzogezwa ugcine ngci emahlabathini udokotela sizoyisho nje maqedwe nje bampela sebexhaphaze kakhulu sasixhaphazele inyanga baba uthole ngaze ukuxhaphaza ke manje uvela wakhulu ukuthela nje awuNkulunkulu wami awuna Facebook unjalo nje manje bemeze baba ikhithe soyenza uzoyithotha ngalo before esendlebeni okay ke silambuke baba mnikeza mfowethu yes yebo baba yebo ngiyeza uphile lo baba ayifonela ukuthi sidwa athi fa mfowethu baba is open
087 550 1177 ibhale phone
uzothi uyabonga cishe fona namhlanje uzomthola baba siyabonga
bafowethu sikhuluma ngale topic ngicela sistikeni la njengamanje these people all the way from Joburg abangazwa ngokugeza namhlanje sicela wonke umuntu abuze umbuzo relevant siyacela 086110 you can call in now 086110 vuma sabona yaphila futhi kunjani
yaphila
hlala phezulu kombuzo
khuluma nokhanyela senkanda sibara mina ngifuna ukubuza sibara ukuthi njengoba ngeva kahle wala inkandla kuzokushishisha ngakangezi ngicela ukubuza ukuthi mama uthwele egcineni awubi nenkinga ngoba ngiyeza bethi kuyanquna kunamagazi kufanele ahlashayinquni awasengene indoda ihayisa kwenye irede yayikathi nayithwalile ukuze egcineni inkinga la kulaba khona awubi nenkinga mhlawumbe kanjalo na
kuthiwe ulala netshitshi uzolithola sibari kodwa itshitshi wena
hayi ngeke sibala wafathatholakala lo
hayi ungathwali wena ngithuthelezi abangale ngane yakwethu sathukile mina intombi awubuza umbuzo osile sibali lo mbuzo davuza asithole omunye yasho ukuthi ungasebakhaya isebenza le
Unjani baba? Right, hlala phezulu kombuzo.
Baba mina ngicela ukuthi la ekutheni ukhona labantu be-Illuminate ngakube labantu laba bazinkabi bona bagalabe ngoba nabo bahlala baphila.
Good question, Jackie is asking ukuthi those hitmen, where do they belong? Maybe are they part of Illuminate because they baphila ngegazi? You know the hitmen, those bayathengwa ukuthi bayobula to shoot someone and they are not scared. So are they part of the Illuminati and Satanism or what?
The same way we've got bodyguards, the same way we've got graphic designers, but they are hired. It's people who enjoy killing. Other people are returned soldiers from the army. They were born to do that job. It's the job that they do. And some other people, you find Uguti, as much as they don't like killing, it's the only job they can have at that time. So it has different kinds of spaces. So we cannot all say Ingavis we are Illuminati. No, there's different circumstances.
Okay. Vuma sabona. Siyaphila baba sihlale embuzweni.
Ukhuluma noSandile la sayeke. Ngicela ukubuza mina ukuthi ngabe kubangela yini jonke umuntu engihlangana naye ku-racist?
Baba sizophendula kusasa lo mbuzo sophendula nje uyezwa ungathuki 086110 300 guys, we've got ama guests all the way from Joburg sizokhuluma ngalento esikhuluma ngayo. Asiyekeni manje ukugeza, siyekeni lokho kunye, ake sigcileni siconcentrate la. Sizobuye sikubone lokho kunye. Vuma sabona. Abanye beni bayidlisa team yazi. Vuma sabona. Vuma? Okay, ngiyadlula la. Banjwe Illuminate. 086 10 10 300 086 10 10 300 086 10 10 300 it's 10 minutes before 5 o'clock. It is a Wednesday 5 May. April 5 May bese ngifuna ukubuyela emuva 5 May 2021. Vuma sawona? Yes baba kunjani? Miye kungizwe yambona namhlanje amaphilisi akhe ayangeke miyeke ngizwe.
Ngithi ngicela ukubuza la ukuthi mangakana namathuba ukuthi ento ithole umuntu onabantu abadala.
Okay, Jackie, the question is ilento Illuminati ingakubamba if unali madlozi.
Yeah, wonke umuntu, because I'm a pastor and traditional healers and normal people, they go through the same process. It depends on what now. Do you want the lifestyle these people are offering? And do you want the risk that comes with the lifestyle? So umuntu angathi mina even if uyisangoma uyidlozi or improfita ngakhulisela lento lo unayo already. So yeah, so ukuyikhulisa mina ngizoyenza kanje ukuthi ikhule into yakho. So even
you already got a gift, you got a light.
Have a gift. So even if we doctor, medical doctor, bangenza kuwe bathi siyakubona ukuthi doctor ipractice yakho singayikhulisa kanje. So when also uzoyenza 1 2 3 so that nathi sithole lento lesifumana. So it does not matter ukuthi doctor unedlozi lakho uyinese uyini, if bayibona ulento le bayifunayo kuwe ikhona, they will approach you in whatever way, whether bakuthole ranking, whether ufumane emall, wherever bakuthole clubbing, they will approach you and offer you whatever it is. It does not matter.
Be careful.
It does not matter. You can be young, old, male, female, gay, not gay. If bayibona ukuthi unenhlanhla bazoza kuwe.
Ushuthi khona amagay nalento.
Hey, everybody.
Awubona
labafana laba umuntu una 30 uhamba nge-M4 une M4 hlala kwendlu ye6 million akangena isikole akasebenzi, but uyibuza ukuthi uthatha phela imali engakho.
Kulento leyo ukuthi mawune calling bangakuthatha na namadlozi. Mina bangitshela ukuthi bangikhethe ngoba nginamandla, ngangakazi ukuthi nginesiphiwo. So bayafuna lamandla. So there are different positions lapha umuntu indima kumele ayidlale. So uma befuna umuntu ozothandazela abantu abafakela umoya, mawunesipho noma unesithunywa bazothatha wena bakusebenzise kuleyo ndima yokuthandazela abantu. Mawunedlozi bazokuthatha uthi wena abantu mabehlola kuwe ubafakele lo moya. So wonke umuntu noma udokotela uzofakela abantu umoya kule field wena okuyo.
Usukhulisiwe lo moya ngalezinto zakho. Wena bese uthola in return bese uba rich now.
Abanye baye bathi uba rich manje uphila noma masufa uba rich angazi ukuthi bathi uyapi.
Alright, ake sizweni lo muntu uthini.
Mina bengicela ukubuza Prof K. uJackie njemba wayehamba nomngane wakhe introducer, is it wayengenayo ifee na or ngaseke fikile phakathi kwe building where these people of Illuminati bekuyo, ngabe zange kube khona valo or moyanyana uthize, maybe it's the cold one or something?
Jackie, question.
No.
Prof K, kushubile studio, kushubile impela. Kujuliwe manje, kujuliwe. uJackie uza nazo impela lezinto, uza nazo impela. Ungizwe kamusha isikhathi Prof K. Ungizwe uyagadla, ziyakhala straight. USamazulu, akalaleli. La ku Facebook uye. Ashu dokotela, ngiyabona seniphakathi e-studio nomfoka Ngizwe.
Okay, Jackie, uthiwa ubungasabi ni wena mawuya lapha. Jackie, uthiwa ungasabi ni wena mawuya lapha.
No, it's obvious. You know, you become very scared because yes, lifestyle is different. Number one, uthusa ile lifestyle bayiphilayo uthi hayibo kanti abantu baphila abantu serious baphila kanje. Then uthusa ama bodyguard because uyabona ukuthi le ndawo le ingathi inabantu ba serious. Mawungena enye into yokuthusa is that ubona abantu babona TV like ama politician ubona phela this is a private party nama ambassadors nabo, so uthusa ilento le uthi yo izinga labantu abala likhulu. So ubona ama business people, ubona ama politicians, ubona ama celebrities yo ngene kanjani kulabantu labanje. Then ke izinto masezenzeka uyathuka ke uthi okay, I don't think I belong here because le eyenziwe ngoba I don't know this type of thing. But then because usayine a non-disclosure contract, you cannot say anything and you cannot report this to anybody. And besides, you don't even know the location. La ukon. Vele wangene moto mnyama ama window atinted abonu ukuthi uyapi uyaphambili. So there's nothing that you really can say except telling your partner ukuthi uthukile. But mawuthi uthukile bathi aphuza utshwala sis. Now I'm at drugs, do this, do that, about right. So they don't even give you the opportunity to be scared because there's just so much happening in there. And you being scared, you feel out of place. So they force you to gel in.
Okay, asizolo.
Cha kubuza nakukhulu ukuthi mfethu mawenzeka ukuthi wena ulale Illuminate yenzeka sayile ingane zakho yini ukuthi usushonile wena ingane zakho ziyaba nenkinga yezona mhlawumbe ukuthi usuneyingane mhlawumbe egcineni mhlawumbe lento lokhu ibuye ingane zakho efuna ukujoyinisa ingane zakho zona ngoba phela siyigazi lakho.
Dr. Khehlelezi ngicela ukubuza mina ngoba mase ujoinile lento ye-Illuminati uyakhona ukuphuma kuyona yini o ungajoyina awusaphumi?
Sanibona dodela ke ngibuza nje makafishane ngokusheshsha isikhathi sesiphela yini all seeing eye lelihlo leli ekuthiwe all seeing eye ihlo likabani ilona likasathane libuka yonke indawo libuka wonke umuntu izinto azenzayo ngiyabonga
Khuluma Sam Amehlanga ngakhe.
Ami all seeing eye.
Yini all seeing eye uyabuza la. Ujuli. Now check yini all seeing eye. Amehla kaSathane.
There's a concept called the third eye. The third eye is a special connotation. Ukuthi it's what you see, it's what the spiritual world see, and then it's what God sees, right? So the third eye also goes back to the Roman Catholic Church, where they used to create these little societies. It's the community, it's the church, it's the bishops. The bishops know everything that's happening. So whatever it is, the bishop knows when you have cheated out of umnigela. So it's like a phrase. You get me? But it has a different meaning to different spiritual people, right? People who buy yoga, they've got their own meaning to it. Hindus, they have their own meaning. But to answer the question, Yoguti, Mauson Genile, it's easy puma. Yes, but remember it's a life for a life when it comes to these things. Maupuma gmelo klache, obula lumuntu, and sometimes it's very difficult to say, I'm just gonna walk away. You can't walk away. It's like leaving the mafia. It's hard to leave. They will hunt you down. They will find things to take. If they had given you cars, they will take all of that. So are you willing to go back to poverty? That's the question. Whereas people will say, nah, I'm not going back there. So I'd rather sacrificing umtana gitu umtanam or something, as opposed to leave. But it's not the easiest thing to leave. That's why it's not recommended to even go in. Because it's either you lose everything or you need to sacrifice someone or they will kill you either way, somehow. There are a lot of people who want to accident, but the accident, they can't explain the accident. Or usha isihlahla wawavela washona ukuthi hayibo umuntu besuka la efika la it's not even 100 meters usha isihlahla kanjani wavesika washona kabuhlungu kangaka. You just don't know. It's those supernatural deaths that you cannot explain. Even if bayafika amaphoyisa nabo doctor bathi hayibo lo muntu lona uvesike wawa but uphuke intanye kasoka. How do you explain it? You can't explain it. And then abanye they just hire hitmen abonkabi, they'll come and kill you because you know too much.
How do people get you?
I'm available on social media. It's Jackie_Phamotse on Instagram and JackiePhamotse.com. And then get over Twitter, and then my books are available $8.
Ngizwe ngathi uthi uzobse gateway namhlanje.
Yes, Ngizwe gateway 9. Just to sign books, a bookshop, exclusive books.
Exclusive books. Mawufuna ukubona uJackie live uthi mawukuthi unayo incwadi yakhe gijima uyiphathe uze la egateway exclusive shops ungezi neinkabi ngimkadile.
Hey.
Ngimkadile ngizo.
Futhi sengigezile ngipeyitile nokupeyite.
Sami.
Mina, I'm SamupertyZulu on Instagram and Facebook, and I'm Samuperty_Zulu on YouTube.
Nazia, do you have YouTube, Jackie?
Yes, it's Jackie Phamotse on YouTube, but I'm going to upload new videos and content very, very soon. But
all right.
Go and subscribe.
Ngizwe wena?
Ngizwe online.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yonke into. All right. Khehlelezi uzomthola laphana kwi Instagram uthi Dr. Khehlelezi. We Instagram Dr. Khehlelezi noma inamba uzothi 0875501155 ukhumbuleke ukuthi ngithe ichemist namhlanje yavu on Friday iyavula kuzobe kune special half price yonke indawo laphana eJohannesburg ichemist yami khona eGandhi Square. It's corner Ilof and Commissioner Street, shop number 4, Marlborough House, Johannesburg. Noma uye eWheatbank siyayivula 1620 Louis downtown next to a spa at Tops. Ikhona futhi chemist ka Khehlelezi lapho ziyavula Fridays yakhala. Otherwise ungibambe ku Instagram uthi Dr. Khehlelezi, ku YouTube ungakhohlwa kuyakhona manje zonke lezi ndaba esikhuluma uzoyithola. Sihleli nabo Jackie na izolo, we've got ama videos izolo uthi Dr. Khehlelezi uyasubscribe uqala, otherwise azikhale.